So we've been talking about Texas wanting to redistrict and other red states may be redistricting and the chaos falling out from it with blue states saying about doing the same thing, etc. And I've talked about how they're doing it because they can't win on policy, but they want to maintain power. But I think there's more to it. Donald Trump doesn't want to be embarrassed by losing the House again. He lost the House in his first term. Then there was the 2020 election. Him and the Republicans failed to regain the House. They lost the Senate, lost the presidency, and they are on track to potentially lose the House again in the midterms. This redistricting may fail, and they may still lose the House. And in fact, if they redistrict Texas and the other states go through with it, they may lose the House for a decade or more. But beyond that, I think Donald Trump is actually worried about getting impeached again. Remember, he was impeached twice during his first term. Neither impeachment stuck. But I think he's worried that because his political capital is coming to an end, he cannot be reelected. No matter what he says about, well, I might run for a third term, or I would like to, but probably not. Whatever he says, he is not allowed to. And they don't have the votes to change the Constitution to allow him to run for a third term. So I think he's worried that if he were to get impeached again for a good reason, if the Democrats happen to get the control of the House after the midterms, that Senate Republicans would actually side with Democrats and go, okay, well, your time's up because you can't get elected again. You've been disgraced yet again. And we want to reset going into the 2028 elections. And I've talked about it before. Republicans are going to back Donald Trump up into the point in which they realize that their political future cannot be tied to Donald Trump. If they think they're going to start losing power, they may make that move and pull that trigger on their own. Now, I don't think they're going to do anything ahead of the midterms, but if things get worse, maybe they will. We'll have to see. That's still debatable. But after the midterms, especially if he loses the House, I could see that if Democrats impeach him for a good cause, that Republicans might back that just because his political capital is then at an end and they could move on to somebody else and set up their front runner for 2028. And I know that has to terrify Donald Trump. He doesn't like being embarrassed. He doesn't like being called out. And if he were to be the first president to be impeached 3 times and removed from office, his ego wouldn't take it. His legacy would be tarnished forever, more than it already has been. And I think that's part of why he's pushing so hard for Texas and other red states to do this, to free up more seats so he doesn't get impeached again.